Well, hello, this is Sharon at soundmarketing.mobi. And today, because I've had a lot of requests from you, calls and emails, you asked to see an actual live posting for our case study that we did, a little PowerPoint for you on. So this will be your demonstration. I want to get this all done in 15 minutes. We will come back if you want for other information. But right now I'm going to go ahead and start out and let you know that we've developed a program which we call Inspire to Engage Optimization for Social Media. And what we do is we create stories that allow the target market that you as a business person might be looking for to increase your reach to this, through social media. Now, because there's only 15 minutes, we're only going to have that 15-minute time span to check back on our posts. I'm going to go ahead and put a post up now. We always start by making an album. The reason we do the albums is because they're the most interesting to view in a post, and then we also add content. And this is a live audio engineering school. We do know that their interests are in everything that has to do with a live concert, building the concert, everything that would be involved in those situations. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a story. And I have a story here for a live demo. And we did the story on stages earlier today. So today, since we had a request to do one on ear monitors, we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, once I got that started, I'm going to go ahead and add the other 3 or 4 images. And I'm going to go up to just the 4 because that makes a really nice album. Then I'll go back and I'll add the content. Go ahead and put a little bit of a story up here. I need to bring this back up. And here it is. Okay. All right, so there will be 4 images. And with those images, this will just come up. There we go. We will have a headline, which is just going to be how to mix in-ear monitors. And we've decided that we're going to do this as a 5-part story because there was enough information to manage that in that way. And we're going to put up some of the content, but not everything. So it won't be too long of a story. That way we'll hold their interest and keep them intrigued to come back to see the rest of the story a little later on during the week. Okay, so each individual picture is going to have a little bit of a heading. I'll go back later and add more to each picture. And there's just these 4. And then you're going to see in the body of the album, that's where we go and we put in information about the entire article itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready, let them know it's going to be continued, and we should be finished with this now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and ask to post it. Now, if you can just notice up here, it is 11:22 p.m. Now that's Pacific time. I don't know how many people are out there. It's kind of unusual to do one of these this late, but we have done them. And sometimes there'll be a large number of people out there. Sometimes, not so much. But we're going to go ahead and add this story content right here. And again, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Make it a little easier on the eye to read through this story. Okay, and it will to be continued. All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that. And I'm going to grab a little bit of this content here because I want to include some on each one of the individual pictures. Okay, so we'll start with this one. edit and add. Okay, and that's done. Okay, we'll go to the album. Just going to take a quick look here. So it's only been about a minute. I don't know if there's anyone out there. It says 82 people have already seen this post. So when I see that kind of a response to this story, I know that I want to go ahead and capture, if it was you, for you as a business person, the number of people that responded within a minute. And we're going to click on here to see if there's any viral activity. There isn't just yet, but it's soon into the night. And we usually mark these at about, anywhere from like a minute to a couple of seconds. It can sometimes be 15-minute mark. And then at those marks, we will then choose to check back about 15 minutes. We'll do an hour, 4 hours, and then also the 24-hour minute mark. So we're going to go back to the album. And this is how that album looks now. Okay. Now we can see that 4 people have also taken the action to click on this story that wasn't there before, and another person has said that they really like the story. So one of the things that we do, because we want engagement, and that you as a business person would also want engagement from your clientele, we make sure that they know that there is someone out there listening and paying attention to them. And again, just for the sake of having a beautiful little album story, I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down a little bit, capture this so we have a marker on the response that was received at the posting of this story. Okay, but what I really wanted to do was to come back here to capture a little more content for the other 3 images. So this is your monitor, so go ahead and put in content here, and that's fine. It's just a continuation. Go back, and it always defaults back to the front page, so you're forever going back and forth on this. And I'll probably take I'll take all of it, and I'll just let them know that the last one is going to be continued. Okay. All right, so that's it for that. And we'll go right back to our story. So we're just a little bit. Okay. Now, there are a lot of people that have sent to me their email addresses, and the reason they did that was they wanted me to send them the markings to show the number of people that engage with this story that they're watching live right now being posted. And if you want to receive the same, all you need to do is just go ahead and include your email address right in here in the GoToMeeting, and I'll be sure to get those 3 updates to you. And then here we're going to let them know that the story is going to be continued. Okay, so we have 1 of 5, and this is done. Okay, and we'll go back. Okay, now let's see, where are we? Because we've only got these 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and enlarge this for you. Okay, this area here is the administrators panel. So if your business, either you're manning this or you have someone that's doing the postings for you, but this is a very important area because in this location you have your insights. Here's where you're going to find out the performance of each story and how well your visitors or your contacts are connecting with you. Now, we just posted this story about the monitors, and as we saw, we'd reached 82 individuals, and at the present time, these are all organic visitors. These are people that come quite often, repeatedly, to see and respond to stories, videos, audio uploads that we might put up. We will have viral later by the immediate response that I could see from this post. It hasn't happened just yet, but that is here to come. Engaged users, it's showing that they've already taken the action to click on the photos 215 times, okay? And we have 85 other. The other could be anything from someone's made a little comment, or they clicked on someone's name saying that they liked whatever they had said, but it is a direct response to that post that we just made. So what I'm going to do is go back over to the post. We see we've got 7 notifications. This is kind of interesting. Let me see. I hope that this is going to show us pictorially, because when you see it in the long form this way, it's not as interesting. At least it's not to me, because I like pictures. So we'll go over here one more time. Now we're going to be stuck with the picture. So what the reason I wanted you to see that was this, what this individual clicked on. Actually, it's these 13, 14, 15 people clicked on the fact that they liked this image, which was the story itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and look directly at that post and see how much time has gone by and whether or not. So now it's saying 6 minutes. I don't know if that's enough time for more activity, but it looks like it is. It's showing that 434 people have already engaged with this post, and 2 of them have sent this out as a viral message to others. So here again, we do something a little different. We'll make this as a highlight. This way it'll be a lot wider than it is long. And I still need to decrease the size so I can capture this image and the time. And there's some comments here. This again is a real good indicator of how well you are inspiring your market, your target, your audience, your viewers to your message. So when you see that they take time to make comments, it's a good thing. So we're going to acknowledge them. If they're making favorable comments, so this is what you really want, all right? Okay, we have got that 434 individuals coming back, and these are pretty much mostly organic. See, it's 434, and this is in that 7-minute mark. Okay, go ahead and let this write its time out to that 15 minutes. As I said, I want to answer as many of the questions that you had sent out to me. Someone had asked to see the diagram that we had put up that received about 10 or 12,000 acknowledgements on it. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and make this highlight so you can see it. The only bad thing about the highlights, it does make it wider, and that's good, but then it extends the length of the photo. But you will be able to see much better in this format that this page, now, how old is this now? So March 11th was when it was posted, so that was like 9 days ago, and it has gone more viral than organic. More than that, this is the most important area that you can ever have participation, and that's when you've got people that will share your story on their page with people in their timeline, and also in their newsfeed. Now, there were 118, and depending on how well or how tightly an individual post or regulate their settings for privacy in Facebook, you have the endorsements of these individuals where you can actually go to their page and see where your story is. And I'll show that to you in a moment. But sometimes the privacy settings are so high that this information will not be available to you. Nevertheless, you will see in a couple of moments, I'll go to this chart that we made, and we actually just charted out 2 of 24 individuals that had gone to a story. Let me go ahead and bring this up. And this was from, I think it was yesterday's post. Live demo, stage captures, and I got this from, okay, here it is. This was from yesterday's post. So go ahead and open that up, and that's going to be over here. Okay, this is the first thing I'd like for you to see, okay? This is a list of the 11 out of 24 that engaged with a story that I will show you in a moment. But what you'll be able to see is an actual example of two of these individuals. In fact, I used these two individuals where we went and visited their pages. We saw how many friends they had. So, in addition to one individual that will do a show share, as Facebook calls it, you also are receiving opportunity to reach anywhere from, depends on how many friends they have. They could have 55 friends, they could have 139, they could have 600. In one case, there was someone that had 5,000 friends. They have reached the full capacity for friends at Facebook. So let's go ahead and use those two examples that we just saw on this sheet. And let's take the first one, okay? Okay, so here's one. Now this shows you what your post might look like on that person's page. So this individual shared our story, and he has 893 friends. He posted it here on his wall, and this was a story about how to mix the gig. A lot of people like that story. I haven't been back to check here, but a lot of times what we'll end up seeing here is where they have an opportunity to offer their friends to share, their friends will share it. And if we are visiting the page, we'll also see that that's something else that took place that gave us additional social reach. Now, when we do our planning for optimization in social media for businesses, we always make sure we use Facebook, of course, as the anchor social media location. But we do follow up, and we use, in addition, anywhere from 6 to 10 other websites, depending on the kind of business. Okay, here, this is another individual. He took our story, posted it within 13 hours of it going up. He has 997 friends. So we benefited again by the fact that there was this showing of shares. So whenever you see this, show shares, that's what that relates to. That's a little different than when it goes viral. Viral is excellent. Show shares are probably, I guess I'd like to say 100 times more powerful than an actual viral. However, because of the nature of a viral information passing from one to the other, it does perform just as well. So here's an example. Here we are back in our insights area. If we scroll down and we have a look at that day that that story took place on the 11th, here it is. Okay, so it shows us percentage of organic, percentage viral. We never, ever, ever do this, and I would encourage you never to do that. This has to do with paying for people to come to your page. The problem with that, they don't have a vested interest in what you're doing, and it's not a real good way to secure good um, contacts for you that are interested in you and that will stay interested in you the way you've seen here. These are the engaged users, but then again, it shows you where they took action for clicks on the stories or photos or images, or again, sent stories out to others. This area is showing the talk about. Now, if we go all the way up to the top, I'm going to go up here. Very important area. So this week, or actually during the past 8 days, I believe this is, the last 8 days, the coverage has been 43,000 people in that week. And it's up from about, it's saying 50%. A lot of that had to do with that story that we ran on the 11th. The talking about is now up at 18%. And again, this had a lot to do with that story. A lot of times people don't understand this number here, friends of fans, and what all it really means is for the number of friends that we've secured for this client. If we have the potential through them to reach 6 million individuals. Okay, now for this time period, again, this is just the 8 days. It's showing that we've reached a total likes of a little over 11,000. A lot of really good information here. And then if you ever want to, you can always get to that post that you just posted this way. And here it is. We won't see any of the analytics numbers here because we're viewing it pretty much the way you would if you were to go on, as some of you did when I went into post the story. I'm going to go back and see how we're looking as far as the story. So it's 15 minutes. I'm going to have to close everything out now. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page to see if there has been any more activity. Sometimes, and there has been. So here we are. We're now at 610. I'm going to capture that. I really appreciate you guys all sticking with me, to do this in this short 15-minute time frame. And I will be certain to get out to you the updates at the 1 hour, 28 hour, and also 24 hour, that is. And also, I will be responding to some of the questions I'm seeing here. Someone's asking me again if I could just, stay on for a little longer. We could do that. And what we're going to do instead is to set up another date to do another live posting. Okay. If you have questions at all at any time, you can always, you can't reach me at my son's, that's for sure. But you know that you can always email me and I'll be happy to respond to any questions that you might have. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye bye.